What's going on, team? How we doing out there? Let's get right into the market action. Let's take a look at what's going on, and you guys tell me. It just seems to me like the uncertainty is definitely driving the markets. You're getting up and down moves in the range, but overall for the week, what do we see? We see a nice takedown kind of candle from the 445s, where we could still recover support here around the 430s, but it's looking like we're more likely heading towards the 50 moving average on the week, which is closer towards that 423. That's kind of the levels that I'm starting to pay attention to. And of course, where does the 423 run into? It runs right below the 200-day moving average for the SPY overall on the daily. So that's just another level that I'm going to kind of look at. Now, how long is it going to take for us to get down there? It could take a whole month from here, right? So we could see a bounce followed by more chop action. And it's showing like that's what is likely to happen. I mean, take a look at the Qs action that we got today. We get nice little lifts up, a nice little break to the upside, and then a quick little sweep right back down. And if you take a look at Apple today, right? I was looking at this for the iPhone move and thinking that maybe we could start getting a move up because of the iPhone coming out. We did get a move up, right? I mean, it went all the way to 177. And then what happened? Knockdown right back down towards the kind of the opening price. And things like this, not going to be helping it, right? Let's take a look at Microsoft. Look at Microsoft. It was starting to come back. And yesterday, having such a strong day, was really pushing back, then just kind of faded out right back towards major support. So we could be seeing some bigger names kind of adding into these bigger tech names. But the truth is how does retail hang on here? Because it just doesn't look good. Take a look at Nvidia today. It's still being able to hang on, but just still not able to lift off the bottom. And this could come back maybe to the 430s eventually. But what's really destroying this outlook? Well, let's just be honest. ARM still can't get into the green, still red, down to 51s. It hasn't made a new leg down, maybe towards the 40s. But if this isn't going to change, a lot of the tech names are going to struggle. And especially anything right now that is like AI focused is just not getting the love. I remember when this started breaking here from the 28 level on AI, and I waved it goodbye. And you guys can clearly see it from the 29. We haven't gone back to that level. If anything, we're going lower, and AI could be easily back down to 20s and then eventually, who knows, maybe even back down to like $15. So we'll see what else is going on there. It's definitely something interesting to kind of keep an eye out for. Let's go to the sectors and the industries today. You guys can see utilities leading the upside action, technology just slightly green, and really kind of turning around. Just not the same strength that we see there. Industrials tried to turn around today, up about 0.02, not really going anywhere. I wanted to keep an eye on a stock like Deere to see what happened. It did get a downgrade today. That continues some downside action. Cat was actually doing a green day today. That's where it gets confusing when you're seeing moments like this, where you're seeing separation in the industry, right? Something to just keep an eye out for, right? Will some of these names stay green? Will some of them go red? GE finally letting go a little bit here. And this looks like we might finally have gotten a broken trend here on GE. Still not calling it yet. I needed to get to 110, 108, but we might finally start seeing GE pull back. Industrial is not looking too good. What was also on the red side, you got cyclicals pulling back, real estate really horrible. And what, of course, financial services. Who's been talking about the banks keeps coming down? You know it. Your boy Money Mitch here talking all about the action that's going on in the bank industry as of late. And you guys can see JPM not looking good. Look at Bank of America. This does not look good, guys. This looks like a huge head and shoulders. Now heading here for the neckline. If we can break towards 27 and 26, this could keep going lower. The weakest bank of them all, Citigroup. At least that's what I'm seeing on the charts. This looks like it wants to break down and go lower. Take a look at Wells Fargo, of course, and look at that. That doesn't look good. That looks like it wants to come right back down to the 39 and 38s. Look at the KRE. KRE just continuing to show weak action since we've been pointing towards it, which was right here on September 1st. And what happens? Now it's been 24 days of downside action. 10% down is the KRE just this month. So keep your eyes on what happens here. This could lead to some more regional bank disasters. That's why I'm keeping an eye on different stocks. TFC, I saw PNC even letting go a little bit. Some of these regional banks could really start coming down. Like I talked about this wall. Who knows? This could be right back to 30s. Got to keep an eye out on what can happen here. Pack W, will that one hang in? Who knows? This could literally disappear in a heartbeat. I honestly am not touching these on both sides right now because I feel like I'm already now late to the KRE. So I'm just looking for ways to kind of play this day trading action. Makes sense on the FAZ. That's what we brought up to yesterday. And look at that continuation today. So that's just something to keep an eye out for in the banking situation to see if we keep going lower. Now let's take a look at oil names today. Oil just kind of having a little bit of a battle today. It did make an up move, and I was watching WTI overall, and we got back into the 91 handles, and we're kind of like in the middle now. We made a move above 91. We made a move below 90s to 89.30s. So now I'm kind of keeping an eye out to see if we're going to go back into the 89s or the 92 handle. This is the area to kind of keep an eye out for. If we start waking up and we're back to 87, well, that's easily how you bend and break the oil trade. So XLE, you can see how it's been trying to make a move up, but what is it showing now? If anything, it's showing a downturn. And this tells me that we could see this downturn really come into play. It's at the top of the range. So why not maybe knock it back down towards like 112 on XOM? That kind of makes sense. Chevron maybe coming back towards the 160s. I'll tell you one thing. I don't want to be in oil towards the long side or the short side right now. I feel like I missed my chance to get on the short side. And then also, it needs to get right back to the highs for me to be getting long here because the truth is, I could be just buying the falling knife after a range bound move that came from the bottom of the range back to the top of the range and then now starting to get hit. All right, let's catch up with the chat. What's going on out there, team? It's good to see you guys in the chat. We got Austin in the house, Johan, Kevin. What are you guys looking at? What are you guys taking a look at? You guys taking a look at some cannabis stocks? Let's take a look at some cannabis stocks. All right, so let's take a look how those are performing. MSOS, of course, is one that we've been keeping a close eye on. It's back down to $8 there. CGC trying to make a little bit of a bounce. Can't really get going there. Don't expect to see this even back up by $1 unless something news related comes back in it here. This doesn't look good there, at least. We'll see what happens in cannabis if they can get a nice little uplift. Healthcare is still in the red, and this is actually starting to look ugly as it really turns around here. And that's where we got to be careful. There was still some areas that were green healthcare plans getting a little bit of a lift. You got medical distribution not doing as good there. And we're going to see what other areas are kind of struggling here. This actually doesn't look too bad. Cardinal Health, this could maybe make another up move back through the 90s. We'll see what happens there on medical distribution. But what's on the downside? Definitely biotechs. Biotechs are getting hit hard, and you got to be careful there. I saw names starting to turn. Moderna was recently going up, right back down. You guys see it. Pfizer, right back down to 32 now, making new lows. New 52-week lows there on Pfizer. Definitely not an area that I want to be in. All right, let's keep going, guys. We can take a look. How are the defensive names today? You did see some kind of get the lift, but this is nothing that I want to stay in. Of course, defensive names are getting a little bit of a push, but are these the names that we want to be going to when you could be getting 5% anywhere else? Something just to keep an eye out for. Look at this Vita Coco pulling back pretty fast here towards the 26. A lot of wick action, though, in the 26. So it seems like there's a buyer that keeps coming in here through the 26. Let's see if this can make its way back to 30. But just something that I caught my eye on here. I know that I think Jay in the chat likes Coco. We'll see what happens there on Vita Coco. See if they can get the next lift. Look at this Head and Shoulders on household personal products. This does not look good. This looks to me like it's about to do a big breakdown here. So stocks in this space, I'd be very careful. Procter and Gamble looks like a short to me through the 151 level and could be going lower. Is this just showing that the consumer is also slowing down? Look at CL, EL, KM, KMB, a lot of these just don't look good, guys. It looked like they're just about to fall off here. Look at Elf. Man, that's been just falling off. How's Ulta? Ulta falling lower, not recovering, looking like it wants to take another leg down. A lot of these retail facing stocks just getting wrecked today. My biggest miss of the week has to be what? Wayfair short, man. I was looking at this already off of this big candle on Monday, and it was looking to play bounces to get short. It gave me that bounce in 66. It's back down to 60s and continuing the action today. Today, it is a VWAP fade where it does a move to the upside, big bar down, back to VWAP, and then get smacked again. Even just today, I could have got a nice little $2 profit on this Wayfair short. So I got to stop missing names like this. This seems like a good opportunity. Another one mentioned in the chat, Lulu Athletica. What's going to happen here? Are we going to make a move back through 400? I think eventually this comes right back down. I think Lulu might make a way back towards even 300. So we'll see what happens here. It is one of the best of breeds. I will say that. Definitely best of breed. But if it can't hold above 400, it could easily reject and be right back down towards kind of the 360 area, 350 area. We'll see what happens there on Lulu if it can get the lift. And definitely keep your eyes on those kind of consumer facing stocks. I think those are the areas that we don't want to miss. Look at RCL today. I talked about this yesterday and how it looked like, yeah, it wanted to start making a move up, but I thought they would come after these consumer facing companies. And look at CCL now down there, NCLH now down. And of course, wouldn't you guys know it? I finally took my hit today on what? American Airlines. So definitely taking the hit here to definitely take a major hit here and not looking good, guys. This was a trade that I actually lost 10% on, and there's very rare trades that I've lost 10% on, but got out of American today through that 13. It just doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon, and we got to start being careful as the consumer facing stocks are definitely taking a major hit. Hilton, one that I was shorting earlier in the week, up there by the 155s, now down to 147. Could keep going lower. Airbnb was another one that I was looking for shorts. And look how that's gone this week. Definitely going lower and could be right back to 120, even 100. Who knows? I'd be a little bit worried about Airbnb. Javi, what makes Center Point Securities special or different from other brokers? Javi, unfortunately, you did give me a nice little $5 super sticker. I appreciate that. Definitely. But have I traded with Center Point Securities? No, I haven't. So I think at that point, how can I tell you it's special? Unfortunately, I can't. Maybe someone else can speak upon that. But sorry, Javi, if you, I don't want you to waste your $5. So you have another question you'd like me to address? Feel free. All right, Mitch, Visa and CVS. Let's take a look at those. First one, let's go to Visa. CVS, I talked about how the healthcare plans are doing well. We'll go into that action right after this. This was one that I caught yesterday that was already looking weak. And where did I see Visa looking weak? Also, MasterCard. MasterCard, both of these are starting to come down. This tells me concerns in what? The credit services, right? Starting to come down. Look at American Express. It's not the exact relationship that you can maybe look at Visa and MasterCard a little bit more, but look at the action that you're seeing in American Express. That's also leading this downside action. We'll see what happens with this one. It's just something to kind of keep an eye out on it. But American Express going lower, Visa, MasterCard, all these don't look too good. What's the next one? You can look at Capital One. What's Capital One? Let's look it up here. I normally know this ticker, but I haven't looked it up in a while. COF. There you go. Capital One also going lower, right? And so we'll see what happens. Do these start to just go lower as we start to see maybe some delinquency come into play? Something to keep in mind. I got an email saying that, Bez. Well, it could be from a lot of things, Javi. Take a look at what they're trying to point out, right? And I think that that's the important thing. Always, what's going to be the difference between brokers is features, right? What features do they give you competitive advantage on? That's what I'd be looking into. All right, Raz, sorry, man, I don't understand the question. Hey, No worries. Just keep taking a look what's going on there. Airlines look like we're no longer traveling. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a slowdown. I think that's what we're definitely seeing. CVS, let's go to it. CVS was recently getting a little bit of a bounce, now continuing to try to fill in the gap. It could fill the gap and then eventually come back down. Humana, you guys can see how this is trying to fill the gap, trying to finally get back there to the 508. It could make that move. So we'll see what happens there. UNH been making the move back to 506. Take a look at Signa Corp, all looking a little bit stronger today than they were yesterday. Doesn't look too bad here. To keep an eye out on this play. What do I like in this space? I usually look at this one, ELV, Elviance Health. I like how this one has a tendency of holding some trend. So let's see if this can start making a trend back to 470s, get above the 200-day moving average, which is right there at 463. If that can go ahead and get above that, we won't be looking too bad. All right, let's keep going. Some big boys on Monday. Something definitely to keep an eye out. Target down 4%. That continues to go lower. Let's go to the big boys. Apple, of course, looks like it wants another low now. It didn't come back to 178 today. I thought maybe it could start making its way back. Microsoft also, look at this, guys. This was just starting to kind of lead the rally back. If anything, it's starting to lead the next leg lower. So I'm going to actually delete the drawings here. Let's just go and start off from scratch. This just shows me right here that we were making our way back there with Microsoft. And then really quickly, now we're right back towards this support. This could break through and be right back underneath 300. And underneath the 300, you break the 200-day moving average. And next thing you know, Microsoft is looking bearish, not bullish. We'll see what happens there. PayPal and Square, those don't look like good at all. Square going lower, PayPal going lower. I talked about it with PayPal, how PayPal looked a little bit better than Square, but I don't expect any difference. Square going through another low, now down to $44. Eventually, this could go towards like IPO lows, man. I mean, are we going to see that happen? Are we going to see Square go below its IPO? I mean, you're back to 2017 pricing already. 2017, 2018 pricing. That's when I first just started looking into the markets. It's crazy, but Square might be below its IPO in a couple of weeks. We'll find out. Is that a major opportunity? It could be, very much. But these companies have definitely been out of favor. And it's been a long time of sideways action. And what is it doing? Resolving to the downside. Not what you want to see there. All right, let's keep going, guys. We can take a look there. Target definitely not looking good. Another leg lower to 112s. Walmart starting to turn around a little bit. Costco starting to hold a little bit. These are the ones that are looking a lot better. BJ Wholesales Club came back down, pushing right back to the upside. Got to be careful there in Target. It could just keep going lower. And man, what a move by Target. It was back there towards 200, 250s, and their inventory just wrecking them. That was the first major hit here that went from above 200 towards 170, and they just haven't been able to come back. All right, Milky Fade, what would be some good blockchain tickers, not just crypto? Well, that's the hard part there, Milky. There's a lot of like kind of companies that are doing blockchain, but really, what is it that they're doing in blockchain that matters? I mean, you got some finance companies that you could bring in there with some good blockchain tickers. I would be thinking about things also on the private equity side for blockchain. And that's where it gets even more difficult, right? We're not just talking market investments. You got to look into it, Milk. You have to really do your deep dive research. All right, let's keep going. There is one name that I have in the red that I still have a piece of. It's Intel. And this is in the red for me right now. And it could stop me out any moment. I do have a stop set for it. But it's only a little bit of ways from here. Wanted to get out if it broke 34 today. It's been hanging on by just a thread. It got down towards a low of 34.15. So we're really close to stopping me out there in Intel. It's 3:57, guys. You guys drop in a ticker or two. I'm about to wrap up the week. You guys smash the like. If you guys enjoy pre-market prep, you guys enjoy live trading, you guys enjoy start swing trade, hit the thumb button, hit the subscribe below, and stay right here on Benzinga, where we get you morning coverage, we get you live trading, and of course, you guys get to take a look into the swing trade and what moved in the market that day. So definitely smash the like. Let's take a look at what else is going on. Tanner saying did a short on the ES. There you go. Take what you can get, right? Definite downside action continuing to come in. Look at the market now, guys. This is not looking good. This just shows me more bank concerns, AI not giving the lift to these companies that they expected. There were so many people talking about products. Intel does a whole AI event, struggles to make moves. And what have I seen? Show me the money. Who was talking about it? You know, your boy right here on Money Mitch. Hey, guys, we said it. Show me the money. The revenues aren't there. The stories are still there. Even Nvidia, that gave some numbers that actually showed some of that money. Guess what? Where are they at right now? It seems like that AI bubble is done. Now the only question is, what's next? We need to be thinking about it. Is there positive catalyst that could be coming? Not really. The only thing I'm seeing out there more is consumer slowdowns. Maybe a little bit better holiday period comes in here, but inflation's not going to come down much further. What is going to change? What's going to bring the next positive catalyst? You guys hit the comments after the show. Let me know what you guys think is the next positive catalyst for the market. Or if you see more downside, let me know why in the comments after. I'll see you guys next time right here, of course, on Start Swing Trade. Don't go anywhere. We always got more for you guys right here on Benzinga, of course. And if you guys ever have a question on the market, want to reach out on a stock chart, a strategy, or anything you guys wanted to see a deep dive on, definitely hit me up at MoneyMitchBZ. I'll see you next time right here on Benzinga.